Hey, Cairo. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time of day it is, I pray that your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul are all poised to receive, to accept, and most importantly, to respond to words of wisdom. Ever so often, I get what I consider to be an epic client. And these are people who are epic in the sense that they exemplify the Holy Odu so purely, it's like I can see the Odu literally come to life before my very eyes. And today I'm thinking about the client who is insatiable, but not greedy. This is a person who's just not clear about, what she's looking for or what he's looking for. And so because she doesn't know what she's looking for, it's impossible for her to really understand what she has. So, this is a person who just keeps looking, in spite of the fact that everything that they're looking for is already in their lap. Sometimes it's a person who's fighting a battle and they're just fighting. It's like you've already won, you've already conquered this. There's no more obstacles before you, right? And when you're in that kind of a condition, happiness becomes impossible. You can never fully enjoy happiness when you're constantly looking. You're just insatiable, right? And so today what I want to do is I want to share a really powerful lesson on how to transcend that and how to absorb and embody and emanate the fullness of happiness. Now, before I do that, let me remind you that this is the Orisha Lifestyle Academy, and I'm your instructor, Obafemi Origunwa. Today, I've got a lesson for you about the 3 rules of happiness. All right. Rule number 1 is forgiveness cleanses your emotional palate. Forgiveness cleanses your emotional palate. Now, if you're a foodie or some kind of a food connoisseur, you understand that when you eat different foods, you need to, cleanse your palate. You need to, you wash away the flavor and the taste from your tongue, from your taste buds, so that you can really enjoy the next flavor, right? Otherwise, they all just kind of get mixed up. It's like if you brush your teeth and then you drink orange juice, you understand how important it is to cleanse your palate. Forgiveness cleanses your palate. It enables you to be fully present emotionally, so that as experiences continue to come in, you're actually there to enjoy those experiences for what they truly are and not be caught up in this, orange juice after toothpaste experience. And you could be saying orange juice is terrible because you haven't cleansed your palate. Okay? And so what that looks like emotionally is that if you fail to cleanse your palate, if you fail to forgive, if you refuse to forgive, then you will be trapped in a relentless cycle of hurt, suffering, and anger, which are obviously the enemies of joy. Okay? So rule number 1, forgiveness cleanses your emotional palate. Rule number 2, Flow connects your spirit to the universal reality, to the ultimate reality. Okay? When I'm saying flow, I'm talking about that kind of activity wherein time and space disappears. Right? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're doing something, you're roller skating, you're painting, you're singing, you're dancing, you're writing? There's some activities that you can get into and you fall into a groove and you're just in the zone. Okay? That is an activity or an experience that effectively it activates your natural gifts and talents. It puts you on a frequency that resonates with your prenatal choice. When you get into flow, it puts you on, when I'm saying frequency, when you think about the way, let's say, for example, a radio works. There are radio waves and they're floating out. They're everywhere. There are microwaves. They're everywhere. There are all kinds of waves and they're just out there. But you need a device, and different kinds of instruments or devices will pick up different kinds of frequencies. If you don't have an antenna and a radio, you can't pick up radio waves, even though they're everywhere. Okay? If you don't have a modem, you can't pick up, Wi-Fi waves. But they're there. Okay? When you get into flow, you are acting as a device that puts you in harmony with your prenatal choice. This is how you experience your destiny all day, every day. It's through flow. Okay? If you are experiencing flow, obviously, you're going to be swimming in the heights of joy and bliss. But if you fail or you refuse to surrender to flow, what you're going to do is you're going to be experiencing isolation. Not just isolation from other people. More importantly, you're going to be isolated from your prenatal choice. You're going to be experiencing some kind of an inexplicable loneliness. There'll be some emptiness. I just can't quite figure out what it is, what's missing. It's because you're not enabling yourself or allowing yourself to experience flow. Okay? Flow connects you to the spirit of the all. But really it is your destiny. Flow is connecting you to your destiny, and your destiny is your bridge to the ultimate reality. Okay? Now, rule number 3 is service reveals purpose. Service is what activates your sense of duty. It reveals to you the unique ways in which you have been imbued with a divine power and a capacity to uplift, to heal, to improve. If you've ever been of service to someone, or if you've ever been in service to a cause, you know what that is like, to see someone accomplish something or experience something or have something that they otherwise would not have been able to experience if it had not been for your contribution. Okay? And as much as you might think that that's an ego inflating kind of an experience, what it really does is it opens up your sense of empathy and your sense of compassion. Okay? Because you realize I have a purpose here. I have a function here, and my purpose and my function is benevolent. I have the capacity to do what the Almighty would have us do. I have the capacity to do what all of the great holy books and all of the world's great philosophies talk about. When you look at the kind of overlapping themes and all the great philosophies of the world, it's about altruism. They're about virtue. They're about, somehow the divinities and the angels and the holy ones and the ancestors, right? They're all doing these miraculous feats to uplift other people and to alleviate suffering and so on. You have that capacity, though. You have that capacity. And it only can be revealed when you devote yourself to the spirit of service. Right? And as you experience that compassion and that empathy, that also sets you up. That puts you into a place where your spirit and your heart are open to real, true, deep, authentic happiness. That's the greatest joy, is knowing that you are improving things for other people. Okay? So service reveals purpose. And purpose is your gateway to divinity. And so, between these three, forgiveness, flow, and service, if you can craft for yourself a lifestyle that constantly reinforces forgiveness, flow, service, you're going to be constantly increasing and amplifying and expanding your sense of happiness, true happiness, from the inside out. And you won't be looking and searching and scrambling for something outside yourself to give you the kind of fulfillment and gratification that can only come from within. Okay? Now, within the Orisha Lifestyle Academy, what I have done is created a full system that constantly helps you to revisit these principles of self-discovery, mastery of your trade, mastery of the tools and the skills associated with your natural gifts and talents, and being of service to somebody or some cause. And so I want to invite you to visit the Orisha Lifestyle Academy, and I want you to go through the offerings. Check out the literature. Read the blog. Visit my YouTube channel and listen and learn and absorb these lessons, and ask yourself, how can you start to live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you are destined to serve. Aboraboye, Aboshishe.
My